My name is Monica de Pinto Ribeiro Hancke, and I am a global women's rights advocate working in New York City. To me, feminist leadership is where you put the interests of the collective ahead of that of an individual, where you live and breathe the principles of equality and truly lead your company, your community, your organization, your family from a place of equality, a place where the interests of us all are above and further greater than that of an individual, where my team, where my organization and the interests of those at all levels is considered as equal to that of a leader or the CEO or the executive director. Feminist leadership, I find, is really important in our sector, in the international development sector and in the women's rights sector, as really leading with your values. When it comes to eradication of poverty, when it comes to ensuring equality between all people, no matter where in the world they were born, no matter what religion they practice, gender they identify, sexuality that they have, are considered just as important as each other. We can't truly accomplish the eradication of poverty and the principles of equality in action, whether that's before the law, within financial investments, without feminist leadership. On a day-to-day basis, I try to live by feminist principles in the way that I interact with my team members, manage my colleagues, and the way that I interact also with higher management. Feminist leadership that I've seen practiced by others is where someone actually takes the time to really listen to your thoughts, your ideas, and considers them equal to others that are also discussing ideas, where you are asked critical questions of your work. And it doesn't really sound revolutionary now that I think of it. It's basic adherence and common courtesy to actively listen to someone, to really receive their information, think critically on it, and apply it into action in a leader's management of a team and of a company and of an organization and even in a community. Beyond that, it's really ensuring that there you can see the equality uh, within your community and within your team in action, versus just listening and then brushing aside what a person has said just because it's somewhat different or somewhat revolutionary, or a different perspective to what you as a leader have. Some of the biggest challenges that I've faced in mainstreaming feminist leadership within my workplace and within my way of leading has honestly been resistance. There's still a consideration that feminism and feminist leadership is revolutionary, that it's a little radical, when in fact it's really just living and breathing your principles in action of equality. So I've often gotten pushback. I've gotten some criticism about it being too open and collaborative of a process. I've actually been criticized of not being a leader because I have taken time to truly sit and actively listen to my colleagues and to the team that I manage and really take in all their ideas and spend time processing and analyzing to then come back with a solution. Sometimes that takes more time than if I were to make, an executive decision on my own without consulting my team, which again is, in my opinion, poor leadership. But I've seen and felt resistance to sort of feminist practices because I take time and I book time out to be as consultative and collaborative as possible to ensure that everyone on my team and beyond has felt heard. Moreover, I find that the more I ask questions, the more pushback I get from those that do not practice feminist leadership or feminist practices in their day-to-day working environments. because it's not natural to them. It's not as highly efficient, in their opinion, to get work out and to get results back. So in terms of positive results from feminist leadership, I would say that I've seen a much happier work environment where my colleagues and my team feel seen, they feel heard, like their opinions and values matter, that that they really feel that they can rely on me a little bit more effectively, that they can raise their concerns, they can air their grievances, and that it'll be considered and brought forth up the ladder within the organization. Especially in the sector of international development and women's rights, or the intersection, I should say, of these two sectors. I found that feminist leadership really makes the bridge and the better integration of these two very different sectors, in my opinion, work well together, where we are in moments being a little more revolutionary and radical, really using our activist hearts with our advocate brains in terms of reconciling all the different ideas and approaches and mechanisms.